Hello. So in the past we've just done kind of a week of what we've been doing. So today I thought I would take you along and you can see what I do a lot of days. Kind of got a big day planned. Right now I'm heading 20 miles north to Helmville to the ranch that we put up hay and run cows on to change water. I hired a college kid to do that, but he's not here yet, so I've been changing water every other day out there. Then we'll run to Deer Lodge, which is 30 miles south to the place that we own, and we're putting in half a mile of fence, and I have the co-op coming to blow triticale seed on, and then I got a no-till drill in about 10 or 15 acres alfalfa grass mix, and I'll have a college girl that works for me a couple days a week. She'll help harrow that seed in and roll it. So I'll take you along today and show you everything that's happening. Changing water here in Helmville. Got my shovel, my hip boots on. Some geese flying around making a lot of noise. Just set this canvas to kick some water out of this ditch. It'll flow out across the meadow there. Spend a lot of time in the spring and summer, my hip boots with a shovel over my shoulder, walking the meadows. So, my dog's with me. Now on to the next set. There's about 4 ditches here that we got to change canvases or do head gates on. Here comes the water from the last set. It was by the 4-wheeler. Just comes down and fills the canvas. Then I'll run out this outlet. Get a quick look at some of the cows that are standing along the road here in Helmville. They heard the 4-wheeler changing water. Some of these cows that I bought were moved with a 4-wheeler a lot, so when they hear that, they think it's time to go. So they all came to the gate thinking they're gonna go to a new pasture, but got to Deer Lodge and the yearling heifers had rubbed a gate open on the pasture, so they're all out in the farm field that's getting seeded today. So Cooper and Amy, who works for me a few days a week, had to jump on some 4-wheelers and get them in before they could start fencing. Always something. So I just filled the no-till drill with alfalfa seed. It's an alpha grazer seed, semi-dry land because I have limited water here. So I've got that filled up. I've got to set the opening for the amount of seed per acre I want to put on, which is going to be 15 pounds. So I'll set that and add some grass seed in another hopper. I'm just putting about 3 pounds of grass meadow brome on, and we'll be set to go drill. So it took me a while, but I got the drill, I think, calibrated and everything working right. Some of the adjustments were off on it, and I lost a bunch of grass seed right away, but I think I got that figured out, unplugged. So now we're just drilling away here, and I'm gonna check it a little bit and see if my calibration at 15 pounds is right on the alfalfa. We got out to check the seed placement and see how it's putting it in. You can look here inside this furrow and you can see the little bright green alfalfa seeds there. I dug those out of the dirt. So if we go to the next one, dig in there a little bit, you can see seed there. Another one's right there. See all those bright green seeds in there? I'm getting them about a 1/4 inch in the dirt, just enough to get them covered a little bit. And then they should be able to germinate and come up pretty well. The way it works is there's seed boxes up above, and a meter drops the right amount of seed down these tubes. And then this knife right here, this blade, cuts a groove, and right where that white piece of plastic is where the seeds come out, and it places them in the dirt. And this has hydraulic down pressure, so it's able to cut into this soddy ground. It's a no-till drill. Just about wrapped up no-tilling. This side hill's steep enough, but all my seed drifts to one side of the box, so I gotta stop and shift it back and forth at the end of each pass. And then my fertilizer truck and seed truck showed up, so he's gonna get the seed and fertilizer blowing on this farmed up field. So I'll triticale, putting on 100 pounds per acre, and then we'll harrow that in and roll it in. That should be good to get the pivot going and get it watered. Got rain later this week, so should help all this seed that we're putting in. I was gonna do one day of following me to see what the day was, but I got stuck in the drill for 5 hours yesterday, so I didn't get any fencing done. So this is the start of day 2. Earlier I changed water at Snowshoe, and then came over here to Deer Lodge and set up the roller for Amy, took the no-till drill back to the conservation district. Now we're building fence. We're rolling the seed in here. We harrowed it so we got a little bit of dirt on top of it, and now we'll roll it and it'll make a good firm seed bed and push all the rocks into the ground. Just makes it nicer for cutting so you don't hit any rocks, and then the seed needs kind of a good firm bed with some soil contact to germinate and start growing. So get this rolled in and then be all done. We're putting in a new fence. There's about a half a mile of it between the neighbor and I. It was in really bad shape, so we tore it out using the wire roller I built for my skid steer. I'll show that in another video. But yeah, we got the end braces and a wire pulled for a straight line. Now we'll start pounding posts to put the wire on. Most of the posts are drove, braces are built. Going back down that way. We blew up a post right there, so we got to get one more, and we'll be done with this stretch pounding. This is my vibratory post pounder that goes on the skid steer. It's like a rock chisel or rock breaker head put on a different platform, so you can drive posts with it. It works really well. Amy's still rolling fields, so hopefully she'll be done in the next 2 hours maybe. It's a slow process with a 12-foot roller. So got all the posts drove on this half mile, and now starting to stretch the wire using some high tensile barbed wire. Started using that the last few years. It's cheaper and you can have a little longer post spacing, and then put some stays in it. Seems to work pretty well. It doesn't have the stretch and sag that barbed wire gets after a while. So I'll have this up here in the next hour or 2. So to stretch the wire, I use a come along hooked to the first brace post. And then it's got this tool that clamps onto the wire. I'm just able to crank it tight. Works pretty well. And when I get it tight, the come along will be pretty close to the post, and I just take 2 wraps, and I don't have to set deep staples and weaken the wire to hold it while I tie it off. This is the finished fence with the plastic stays in every 12 feet. So it's just a U-shaped stay with grooves for the wire, and then you put that chunk of wire there behind it and twist it around. Really sturdies up the fence and makes it so that the wires can't gap. So we're getting a little bit of rain finally. It was needed. It seemed like we were real wet, and then all of a sudden dry. came out pretty darn straight. So
this is our playhouse, and we can order food to people, and yeah.
just hanging out in the evening in the playhouse, huh?
Yeah.
Waiting for it to rain?
Yep.
What are you doing, Addie? You gonna let the dog in? Oh, she can stay out. Stay out.
Hey, this dog plays too.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Sitting here having some food and my beer in the playhouse.
And I'm trying to find the other loaf of bread.